Welcome guys, Adrian from centrecourt.com.au. We're up to day 3, serving and returning. Now serve, I'm sure you've seen it on TV, where the player throws the ball up, hits it over the net. What's a return? The return is simply what the other person does. So if I'm serving, you're going to try and return my serve. If you're serving, then I'm going to try and return your serve. So a return will be just a backhand and forehand. The only difference is that someone has served it to me. It's a bit of a technical difference, but they're forehands and backhands. Now, serving. First off, where do you stand to serve? You are always going to be on the right or the left. You're not allowed to serve from the middle. So get that in your head, right or left. Don't go way out, but right or left. And then the rules say I must serve diagonally. So if I'm on the right, I have to serve to the left. And if I'm on the left, then I have to serve from the right. That's kind of why I can't just stand in the middle, because then which way am I serving? So that's where to stand. You can stand as close as you need to. Technically, eventually, you'll have to be serving from the baseline. But hey, we're not playing competition tennis yet. Remember, we're just trying to get into tennis as quickly as we can. So by all means, start up here. First time your child is trying to serve, you might have them standing up there. That's fine. How to hit a serve. It's easiest front on. A lot of people will say you should be side on, and you'll see all the professionals serving from side on, but that's because they have a lot of hip turn and other stuff going on. You know, they get into this position here, they jump up. That's why they're side on. But it's much easier to start front on. Watch this. I start front on. Remember, I need to aim diagonally. I aim the racket first. So I'm not going to start it down there. I've got my racket up like a stop sign. I'm aiming in that box. I'm just going to lift this ball up a little bit. I'm going to tap it over the net, gone in. Again, aim, lift, just a tap. Aim, lift, tap. If you want to take a big swing, makes it harder. If you want to throw it really high, makes it a lot harder. So that's just the easiest way to start. I'll show you from behind. So let's say I'm on the left, I'd have to serve it over to the right. I aim it first, just a little lift, and tap it. I don't need to hit it hard because I'm tapping it up. So it will go over the net very easily. If you tap it down, well, if you're aiming down, doesn't matter how hard you hit, it's going to go into the net. Now, if you find it's going down, normally it's because your ball toss, the lifting part, was too far in front, in which case I'm leaning over and doing that. If your ball's going a little bit high, your serve's going a bit high, it's probably because your ball toss is too far behind you and you've hit it straight up. So those are the most common mistakes. Guys, a lot of people get phobic about serving. It is a bit of a difficult skill to get to do the way you see the professionals do it. But let's face it, when you start playing points, every point is going to start with a serve. That's what I tell the kids, so it makes it the most important shot in tennis. The second most important shot in tennis is a return. Because if you're not serving, then you'll be returning on the first shot. Now, as I mentioned before, a return is just a forehand or backhand. There's only really a couple of differences. First one, I won't stand here. Remember when I said in serving, you either serve from here or there, and you have to aim it diagonally. So if my opponent, let's say you're my opponent and you were standing on that side, you would only be allowed to serve it into that box. I don't have to worry about this box. If you hit it in there, it's called a fault or out. So if I only need to worry about this box, I probably should be standing to the side a little bit more. That way, if you serve it all the way to the side, I can get it. So you won't stand in the middle, stand to the right or the left, whichever one's the correct box. The only other thing is how far back. Now, as I said, the server eventually has to serve from the baseline. That's a rule. There are no rules where to stand as the returner. I'm going to say that again. There are no rules where to stand as the returner. I could stand all the way at the net if I wanted to. I could stand in that person's house if I wanted to. The only rule you have to remember is let the ball bounce before you hit it. So you can't hit it on the full. Now, if a 5-year-old is serving, just a little serve, the ball's probably going to be bouncing, landing up near the net. So obviously I should be closer in, right? If you're playing against someone who's pretty good, you know, cranking down the serve at 200 kilometers an hour, I'm not going to be standing there. I'll probably be at least standing on the baseline, but remembering there's no rules as to where to stand, I'll probably be standing even further back. Your main goal as a returner is to find out where to stand so that when you hit the ball, it's round about your hip height, because that will be comfortable for you. You don't want it there and you don't want it there. Same on your backhand, right? You want to be taking it around your hip height. Now, I know not every serve's going to be the same, so you're going to have to adjust. That's part of the beauty of tennis. But you'll probably find a sweet spot where you can stand, and most of the time, hopefully you're hitting the ball round about there. So that's all there is to returning. It's a normal forehand or backhand. Just stand to the right or left, whichever box is appropriate, and then work out how far back to stand, depending on how strong the serve is. Guys, that's about it for today, day 3. I do encourage you, once you get comfortable with the rallying that we covered yesterday, that you try just, starting a rally with a little serve, just to get in the habit. It's good practice, because that's a real tennis point. And the sooner you start trying to do it, the easier you're going to find it, and the better you're going to get at it sooner. So as long as you follow the advice I've given you, you won't find it too hard. As before, any questions, let me know. As before, there'll be the links below. And my name's Adrian from centrecourt.com.au, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.